Get ready. Get ready to get fired back. I'm serious.
We're going to give you a few minutes to dial in. Hello, Mr. McAlevey.
Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening.
Are you able to join video, or it sounds like you might be in a cell phone in a car?
I thought I can see you guys, but maybe y'all can't see me. I'm in my car.
All we see is the name Mark McAlevey.
That's all you need to know.
I mean, that's all I need to know, right? But
That's all you need to see.
oh, there you
How's
go.
that? Is that better?
There you go.
Just drive. Be careful.
Yeah, be careful, man. I mean, Mac's a good guy. He doesn't kill
It's
anybody.
not worth it. It's not worth it. What are you looking at? It's not the road.
Are you parked?
I'm parked.
Okay.
I'm not
good.
You got all worried.
I mean, I'm worried because I want to make sure that you're safe, but I also want to make sure our Indiana funding's safe too. So. That's the check right there. That's the check right there. What is the logo on your hat?
So it is. It's an Oakland A's hat, and their mascot's an elephant. I don't know. It's a funny story. Look it up sometime. They played the. I'll get into it. It's a long story, but I like the Oakland A's, and I like elephants, so. It's nothing political though. Just.
I wasn't going there. I just couldn't quite tell what it was.
We were all thinking.
I know I'm from Indiana, but like.
I don't know about this.
Andrea, John, and Francisco.
Oh my gosh. Twin Cities is coming in? All right. Let me get my Twin Cities.
Well, here comes Vicky.
Oh my goodness. Everyone come and bury me.
Who said she's calling me?
Vicky, are you there?
I sure am.
Excellent.
Who's coming in?
Are you able to join on video?
Hmm.
Enough said. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Pretty
it.
much got the gist.
Yeah,
Not so much.
Yeah.
Why start now?
Exactly.
Start now.
That was so hilarious.
Vicky, are you logged in online as well?
I don't think so.
Or you're just dialed into the phone? Okay. The reason I'm asking is because we're going to be keeping track of folks that have a roasty for Mr. Mack over here. So if you're not going to log in, that's fine. But do you have comments that you want to put in the queue?
I sure don't.
Okay. That's the best roast of all.
I have
Nothing. I
to
have
say.
nothing to say.
I'm too busy rescheduling a training he was supposed to do. That's what she's doing.
Oh, she's.
It's true. I have hard feelings, Mac.
I left you high and dry on that.
Before we get started, let me just share the folks that are in the room here in Milwaukee. The camera that we're using, the audio device that we're using is in the middle of the room. It's our AL camera. We're going to be muting everybody else on the line just so there's no background noise. But I also want to encourage those folks in the room here in Milwaukee that please refrain from like side comments, stuff like that, because that audio will then muddle the experience for those who are joining virtually. So yes.
You're recording on air.
I am recording this for posterity. So, yeah. Jason Vang, I see that you have joined us. How are you
Jason
there?
Vang. What's up, Iowa? Big Ten. Yeah, that's Big Ten conversation.
I think he is muted. He may be talking into his phone right now, but nothing is coming our way.
He's ready. He's like, I want to take shots. I got shots.
Jason Vang, let's go!
Let's go. Let's get ready to rumble.
It is a meeting coming up.
Yeah.
Get this done.
Well, I know that there's going to be a number of people probably joining in on and off. So thanks to those that have joined so far. We are here to celebrate Mac and all that he has done. This is the official The Public Allies Network roast of Mac Antigua, ode to a self-important blowhard. This is a traditional roast. This is not just a, hey, Mac, you're a really great guy. Thank you for everything. This is Mac, you smell kind of funny sometimes. Like this is that kind of roast. We want to celebrate Mac, and when we were thinking about how do we celebrate Mac in a way that is very Mac, we thought about this, and I think this should be a good time. So the way this will work is I've got a brief PowerPoint deck, slide deck that I want
Can I
to
just
share.
be clear on the rules of engagement? Like, there's no HR sightings. There.
Yeah, no.
Like, you have to have sure.
Yeah,
I'll go
so-
first.
I want to make sure it's clear the hats you're wearing.
Yes. Mac has expressed that he's got his big boy pants on today, so he can take it. And he wants folks to be to do the punches. Don't pull anything. The I don't want to say the raunchier, but the more real it gets, the better, I guess. But know that we are recording this. But no, we are recording it. Not for HR purposes, but so that Mac has this experience recorded for him, so that he can watch it every week when he questions his decision to leave public allies.
There it is. Let's get it going.
So to kick things off, I've got a quick deck that I want to share, and then sort of set the mood, and then we will get into it. If you do have a roast that you want to share, I've got Sean Lukey on the ones and twos over here, kind of my co-pilot here. You can chat in the window, or we'll pause between roasts for folks to kind of chime in. We want to try to keep this orderly so people aren't talking over each other, obviously that sort of thing. So if you do want to say a few words, go ahead and just put your name in the chat, and then Sean will cue it up, and then we will call for you when your name is next.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Awesome.
You could put me down for first, though.
What's that?
I'll go first.
Okay. Well, let's get through this. So, wanted to start with a brief history of Mac. For those of you who aren't able to join video, you're missing out. Maybe you can watch the replay. But in the 70s, Mac is born and spent his early childhood hiding from social interactions in his basement. Looks a lot like
Is
Carter.
that my file? Is that my office file?
Yeah, this is his employee photo. So in the 80s, Matt continued to hide in his basement from social interactions, but now also hides from awkward encounters with girls.
That's how I broke chairs back then.
In 1996, in a stunning life path change, Mac interviews to be an ally for PA Chicago with founding ED Michelle Obama. He is accepted, but in becoming, Obama describes Mac as a poser who tries to. I think the long black hair.
I think a lot of I should have.
In 1997, Mac is placed at the Illinois Center for Violence Prevention. His PO supervisor describes him as a poser who tries too hard.
You see me in the front row.
Yeah, David Duchovny also here. Board member Leif Elsmo. Yes. Wow. In 1999, against better judgment, Mac is hired on at PA Chicago as a program director.
Yes.
The ED at the time described him as a poser who tries too hard.
It's from 2000.
Mac leaves public ally.
It can be said there was a silent deal. It can be said now. It's a silent deal.
In 2006, he was allowed to come back to Penn and was part of his reentry program to consult on. It should be noticed that the leadership practice is no longer.
Well done.
That's perfect.
Mac Antigua, the program killer.
Actual footage.
Together and rejoins the PA staff full-time with the national office as Director of Alumni Engagements, where he had this message for everybody upon his return. Hail to the Queen Mother. 2000, Mac again, against better judgment, is promoted to Senior Director for Alumni Engagement and Cross-Sector Partnerships. This is actually the outfit that he wore on the first day when he came to this. And then in 2019, after paying Jaime a lot of bribe money, Mac is made part of the Public Allies National Office Executive Team. Mac's fellow execs described him as a poser that tries too hard. 8 months later, Mac decides to leave Public Allies again, this time arts. Crap like that. But we all know the real reason.
Yes.
Cocaine. accomplishments.
Wow, I thought this was a brief PowerPoint deck.
Yeah.
You're coming on brand.
I've only got 40 or 50 more slides to go.
40 more slides.
Made a lot of facilitator memes of himself.
I love
And actually, this was. So if you look at hashtag shit facilitators say, you will see more of these. But let's just all think back to the time where Mac was facilitating the meeting for us. We heard him say one of those things.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Apparently, he's the most popular MacArthur Antigua on the web. If you do a Google image search for Mac Antigua, this is what pops up. He's done a lot of work to manipulate the algorithms.
SEO, it's all about SEO, guys.
Yes.
Focus on SEO.
His online bits have most likely wasted your time, including some of you may have remembered the presidential vegetable puns.
Broccoli Obama.
Barack Obama. Songs, TV, the 90s song TV theme game.
Yes.
Where, Counting Crow songs that double as cell phone company jingles. Singing 90s songs in the voice of Morgan Freeman. You're noticing a theme here with the 90s. Fundraising, pun wars, and countless others. You wonder how he gets work done. Oh, wait, he doesn't. A recent study found that Mac has been responsible for wasting at least 3.4 million hours of productivity during his tenure with PA. He has spent more than $275,000 in Public Allies funds on Mr. 5,400 acres of forest, and he has conducted 6.4 million icebreakers.
Yes.
We're all here to celebrate Mac today. We always roast the ones we love, and when it's all said and done, I guess there's only one way to properly describe Mac. A poser who tries to.
That's good. That is good stuff.
A little something to say.
That's a great amuse bouche.
Yes, yes. And so the first roast that I want to invite is actually from Javier, who couldn't be here today, but he wanted me to share. Oh yeah, don't hit you on the way out. Sorry. This is Javier. Of all the things I've learned from Mac, perhaps the most important Thanks, buddy. I always knew it. Space brought me to the next level.
Wow, the chairs are broken. Yes.
So I am going to. We've had a number. Oh, and welcome Peru, Mac's wife.
Yeah. The secret weapon.
Thank you for sharing Mac with us for so many years.
Great to see you're so productive for the University of Wisconsin. Good to see those student tuition fees.
So we'd like to open it up to you all. We've already started the list of who wants to say a few words. So again, if you just joined us, the way this will work is in San Francisco. I think somebody got a setting stuck.
One of those like
Exactly.
music video.
I have no idea why it's like that.
A few words to throw a jab or two at Mac. Please, in the chat of the web conference, just chat to everybody, and Sean will pick that up, and we'll put you in the queue here. I am going to go ahead and mute everybody, and then we will unmute them to say their roast, just so everybody. I would also remind folks in the room here in Milwaukee, obviously try to keep the side chatter down so everybody can hear clearly out in the world. Cool? Awesome. So I want to hand it over to Jaime first. Hang on one second. Let me.
Last night too. Been shadowing me all week.
Because I want to get the hardest ones out of the way first. Because I know Siobhan's going to bring.
And I have to go do.
And you have to, so make sure
Siobhan will go next.
Make sure Siobhan gets links in.
All right. So
I need time to heal.
I'm unmuting Jaime. I'm unmuting Jaime. Jaime, I hand it over to you to say a few words about Mac.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. It's funny. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny to hear to try to think about negative things of Mac. You know, the two things that really stand out for me, that just in terms of distinguishing Mac characteristics, is like his methodology of trying to process my my jibber jabbering, and him kind of rubbing his head and thinking, and he's like, you know, what's coming up for me is, you know, he'll come up with some sort of rearticulation of what I said to try to give it some sort of, he's trying to help me. And then the other thing about Mac is that cracks me up is just like, I don't care who you are, just don't be wasting his time. Mac gets a hint of that, and he feels like he wasted his time. He'll either let you know there or afterward, that was a waste of my time. He has a good way of telling it the way it is. But I think more realistically, I mean, it's a struggle to find the hard things to say about Mac, because I mean, it's like, I just remember my first interaction with him being on the board, or one of my first interactions with him, and you know, him doing a presentation, and it was like, you know, I don't know if you guys like in the Hamilton, if you guys in Hamilton the play, and they're like, hey man, let's get this guy in front of a crowd. That's kind of the vibe that you get from Mac when he's talking, right? It's like automatic. You're like, it's as if like your favorite talk show host. And just in general, it's like the level of sort of charisma and magnetism and energy that he brings, and his open-mindedness towards everything. He's always looking for the lesson and then moving on, is super powerful. And so it's going to be hugely, hugely missed. So I'll leave it at that. Just a couple. I'm trying to, by not having enough negative things, I'm going to limit the number of positive things that I would say, because I could say something. But Mac, you're gonna be seriously, seriously missed, my friend. It's been a pleasure, but I know it's not going to be, and you know, I don't hesitate to call for anything. So I know I'm gonna actually switch my caller ID to unidentified so that you don't.
Exactly.
But wishing you lots of luck, and thank you for everything. Yeah, for so many years.
Thank you, Hamid. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. We are gonna hand it over to Shavonda now here in Milwaukee. Shavonda.
Awesome. Mac here.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a video of Max without that being the start. Like, you didn't know who it was. We know it's Max. I didn't even know what Max's job was here until this slide day.
This is how you do it. Everybody watching, this is how you do it.
Is that he kept the snacks were full.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna miss. We might not have wanted the snacks, but they were there. And I know he brings out a chair. So, but I was asking myself, like, why is Mac leaving now? Like, why is now the time? Because he can't figure out how to break these particular chairs. He wants to take his talents on the road. So, for the new organization, I hope they have an extensive chair budget. Because you know how to break a chair.
Yes.
But for real, like, I've never known PA without. I knew Mac did alumni, so what does Mac do? Like, you know, he's an alumni guy at National. That's all I've ever known. So I realized, like, last night, I've never known PA without Mac. Like, you have been the consistent since my time as an ally. So thank you for that. And last night, I really had a moment of like, oh, I'm really going to miss having Mac at PA, because you have been a staple. So thank you for that.
Wow, that was a lot better than I thought. That's all right. You'll save it. There's more. Check
your inbox.
That's the paywall. You gotta get through. Thank you, Shavonda. I look forward to putting more money into Love on Black Women. To make sure.
Make sure that card clears.
Exactly.
All right. Next up, Ava Hernandez down in New Orleans. I needed you.
All right.
All right, I've been waiting for this. Mac, you know, I'm not sure where to begin with the news of Mac's departure at Public Allies. It's clear to all of us the legacy of Mac's impact on Public Allies, and Mac's next career steps make perfect sense. As most of us know, Mac is leaving Public Allies to join the leadership team of Imagine MKE, which is an organization committed to elevating the arts and culture sector in Milwaukee to improve the cultural, social, and economic vitality of Milwaukee. Mac, I'm so glad you are taking your leadership to improve Milwaukee because clearly what Milwaukee needs more of is upper middle class suburbanites who don't actually live in Milwaukee.
Okay. Wait, we lost her. We lost her. Uh-oh.
You gotta say that again. You gotta say that again. The room blew up.
Upper middle class.
I'm saying clearly what Milwaukee needs more of is upper middle class suburbanites who don't actually live in Milwaukee deciding what's best for Milwaukee. But everyone lives.
Ava, your audio keeps dropping. Ava, your audio keeps dropping.
Probably for the best.
Right?
Here.
Shimon, this is how you do it. Watch Shimon. This is how you do this. This is how you do it.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I moved the phone closer. So as a long-term staff member at Public Allies, it's been wonderful to witness the rise of former PA Chicago site director Michelle Obama to become one of the most influential leaders of our generation. Her memoir, Becoming, shares her powerful journey as a little girl growing up on the south side of Chicago. I'm waiting for Mac's memoir, Dropping, which tells the tale of Mac's ascendance from the mean streets of Chicago to the rise of Public Allies to dropping Michelle Obama's name every chance he gets. Jokes aside, we don't know what we're going to do without you, Mac. Though I've left the Pano office well over a year ago, I'm concerned about the impact of you leaving on Pano staff. Mac, you played a crucial role along with Javi and Sean in Pano's Bermuda Triangle. The region in our office that's these cubicles where the voices of your female colleagues disappear from and are never heard from.
The setups are really good. The setups are really good.
Yeah.
But actually, I will miss hearing your voice in conference calls and witnessing your facilitation magic. Mac, you facilitating reminds me of a youth pastor, and like a youth pastor, you've had about as much success engaging disconnected alumni as a youth pastor has in convincing a room full of horny, disconnected teenagers that abstinence really is the best thing.
Yes.
I thought you started writing this last
I'm just appreciating the artistry. I'm just appreciating the artistry.
And when I think about your passions and your interests and how it's manifested itself in your years of alumni work at Pano, your next career move is perfect. Your improv skills are phenomenal, and you have proven that with alumni programming. It's clear you can get ahead by making shit up as you go.
Yes.
But beyond engagement, I am grateful for your leadership in bringing results-based accountability to our network. Though you're leaving before we actually get to know if this shit works. But hey, that's Annie. They were your favorite customer, and I heard that they left you pretty big tips on the nightstand.
She brought all weekend.
So, actually, you know I love you, and I hope I don't get a notice from HR for this. But
I just took my harassment training. You know he controls the
what?
The Zoom.
You cut out at the end there.
Yeah, I don't want to miss the setup.
Yeah, but no, you know, I miss you, Mac. I miss working with you, even though I've been down in New Orleans for a hot minute. I missed your presence. I missed your snack drawer. You know, where you actually hid the cocaine in the snack drawer, but but anyway, jokes aside, I love you. It's been an honor working alongside you. Personally, you've made my 12 years in Milwaukee a really great experience, and the home that I called Shorewood was that much more meaningful to me because of you and Paru and the people that y'all surround yourselves with. So thank you for everything that you do, and come visit us in New Orleans.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Thanks so much. The exquisite detail of the setups shows how much you loved it. So it's awesome.
But what's hilarious is after we sent the notice, the calendar invite, Ava texted me. She's like, so how far can I go? And I'm like, your best judgment, Ava. Your best judgment. She's like, I don't want to get a letter from HR.
Yet again, she modeled it. Yes.
Yes.
Modeled it. Yes.
I want to send it out to our friend in Indianapolis, Mark McAlevey.
Hey, what's up? I actually would like to not talk after Ava. Like I feel shit. So I'll be really brief. I've received a lot of lessons from Mac over the years. I've received a lot of sense of care and love from him, as well as one really raging infection. We had the privilege of sharing the same room together at the first, all staff that I attended before it was called the Leadership Institute, back in 2008 maybe, or 2009. And I woke up one night at about 2:00 in the morning to Mac talking about the light, and that every time he was going towards the light, his back was hurting, and I said, Mac, don't go towards the light. And then I realized that he had like a fever of 200 degrees, and we had to get the doctor at the time was a guy by the name of David McKinney, and I don't know. He came up to the room, did something magical, and Mac survived. However, I barely died on the way home, as I contracted, as it turned out to be, swine flu from MacArthur, Antigua. So that's the last time I've ever slept with Mac. to use protection. But all seriousness aside, Mac, I've always felt like I've seen a good deal of growth in you, and it's helped me see growth in me. I oftentimes see my reflection in the top of your head, which I appreciate. You wax and shine often, but it's okay, because grass doesn't grow on a busy street, and I think we all understand. But really though, I love you, and I love the community that you've brought, and I hope, I know it will make an lasting impact on the Public Allies Network, just as you made a lasting impact on my system, right? Like I think I'm still struggling with that flu 10 years later. But big love to you all. I gotta hop off and do official state business, but it's great to be with you all, and we'll stay in touch. Thanks for everything that you've done, Mac. Take care.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks so much. Keep those checks coming, Mark. Keep those checks coming.
We don't have anybody in the queue right now. What I'm going to do is, and that's okay, Mac's not freaking out too much, I'm going to unmute everybody, because I know there are some people that are muted and just on the phone, so they don't have the ability to chat. So I'm going to unmute everybody, and if you would like to share something, first just like say your name and that you'd like to share something, and then we'll queue you up, all right? Everybody is unmuted, unless you muted yourself. Anybody want to share?
This is Dan. I've got a little something.
There it is.
Hang on, Dan, just 1 second. I'm going to mute everybody and then unmute you. 1 second.
Let's strap it. Dan's going to bring out a protocol of some sort.
No, I mean, after.
All right, Dan Condon, Eagle Rock.
After Ava, this is nothing. This is like cotton. So I feel like it's fitting your last call with Public Allies looks like a game show, Hollywood Squares, because of your love participating on game shows. In fact, probably, I mean, this whole Public Allies thing could be a metaphor for a game show. We'll see how it all ends. What do you have, like 4 more hours? Spin the big wheel, double showcase showdown. So I think we've known each other since what, the late 90s, right? I'm also happy to see Paru. These two tried to find me a wife one time. Did not. I heard that, Mentia. Did not go well. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I lost friendships over that, Dan. I lost friendships.
As did I. I want to say, you are an unparalleled facilitator that I hold as an exemplar, and I think nothing made me prouder than when we co-facilitated with Jody Kretzmann at the National Service Conference, blending overhead projector and data projector seamlessly. And I think we both know that was probably the least we ever spoke during delivery. We were the backup singers for the main show. In closing, see, that was pretty nice. In closing, Mac, you will always be a solid townsperson.
Thank you. Little mafia reference. Thank you.
Look forward to catching up next time I'm in town.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dan. Love you. Thank you. Yeah, Dan's referring to the time that we got to co-present with Jody Kretzmann. And when we were doing the design for the session, he told me and Dan we could both do the overhead projector. And we thought it was a joke. And we actually
We haven't gotten the agendas yet for this.
So that was
or for,
good times. Good times. Glad they paid the flight for our trip out to New York.
Can you work on a version of the BHAG that includes
I have unmuted everybody.
Not economic and political destiny, but one that is also.
You've got some background. Well,
like in other words, developing.
Take that, does anybody who is on a phone line that is not logged into the website or the web conference want to share a few words? Many of you have muted yourselves, but now is your chance if you'd like to share a few words. Just let us know.
I can share something.
Oh gosh.
Hang on one second. Anybody else from the phone world? Just want to make sure we give folks time to unmute if they wanted to.
I want to say, I'm thinking about Mac and your messy desk. Messy.
Yeah, but we can't hear you. Your phone keeps cutting out.
Unbelievably, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I have the phone right up to my face. Okay. You kept a messy desk at the office, and I did too. And my litmus test for when I needed to clean my desk is if your desk was clean. So I always felt like I could keep a messy desk as long as your desk was just as messy or messier. But if you ever cleaned yours, I was like, shit, I can't be the only one in the office with inspiration to clean.
I love how Ava just keeps popping, much like out of her cubicle. Just keeps popping up, taking shots throughout the whole time.
Anybody else from the phone line?
Not named Ava.
All right, I'm going to mute everybody again, and we'll hand it over to Todd.
Mac just reminds me of some of the values, like the lessons, like he likes to facilitate about, have people really follow. He's done a lot of asset-based community development training, as you know. All the different
I just love the setup. I'm
assets that you call out in the community. So it was really great in his personal life when he shared with me that he designed his whole home from IKEA, which was hyper local. And he got all of his books from Amazon. It was really good to see him, playing those values into his real life. And the other one, especially he liked to talk about a lot, was giving credit where credit's due. So it reminds me of this great time. He and I wrote this very complicated hands clapping thing for the all staff retreat. Mac and I practiced it forever. We delivered it really well. We were having our post meeting with a certain COO. That COO turned to Mac and said, "Mac, you know, it went really well. It was that icebreaker. It was awesome." And Mac looks around the room, looks back at that COO and says, "You know, thanks. It really did go really well." So it's really good to see him playing his values out beyond theory and all time.
Todd, to your benefit, I became known as the icebreaker guy as a result of that. I might have spared you from a path that said COO for the rest of that duration. Yes, I totally remember you teaching me that. Very complicated tribute to Stomp. I do remember.
A tribute to Stalin. I thought you said Stalin.
Oh, man. Wow.
All right. Anybody else? We have others on the line who have not said anything. Not saying you have to say anything, but if anybody would like to pop in.
Will the video of this be sold as a revenue-generating arm for?
Yes. It would probably cost more to make it than we'd make off of it. I think there's probably maybe 4 people that would actually buy this video. And they mostly live in the MacArthur Antigua household.
Yeah, they would. They would just run it on the.
Peru, we welcome you too. Like if you want to
please
skewer your own husband in relation to public allies, or anything else in your relationship.
Bring out our dinner conversations.
So many things to say. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna. I'll hold off. I don't know if I have anything that. I mean, you guys have. Ava really captured a lot of the craziness that happened there.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised you're not commenting on the fact that National Leadership Institute always interfered with our anniversary.
I mean, yeah, no, that's fine.
Talk about
it. Or not. And I'm sure you love me having Carrie.
I mean, I do. I will say this. This isn't really about you. This is about like people like Steve and Todd and all the people in your office who like put up with your bits, and then you thought, oh, like encouraged you in my mind, so that I had to listen to them again at home. But
that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
And I can't believe Aaron hasn't said anything yet.
Actually,
much to comment on your nonstop stuff. So. I was happy. I was always happy that I got to go to my own office Monday. So.
Thank Baru. We got a note from Public Ally Chicago that they have to go in a few minutes. PA Chicago, is there anything you want to say before you have to go?
Please. Whoop. They got work to do.
Down. Oh, they're on mute.
Okay, hearing nothing from Public Ally Chicago. Aaron, you kind of been called out. I don't know if you have anything.
I've been called out. Yeah. No. Peru, thank you for that offering, because I'll never forget the conversation I had with you. We were talking about, I think, me coming over to dinner at your house or something, and you said like, "Oh, I wouldn't put you through that all day with Matt."
Yes.
So that's when I knew that my friendship with Mac would be mostly limited to workspace.
Yeah.
I think we need to dig into a little bit what Todd said, because really, how many of us have spent hours and hours and days with Mac building content, whiteboarding, arrows, grid charts, trend lines, population factors, only to have Mac go up in front and take all the credit for design. It somehow just emerged from his head. How many hours and days? But I think the thing I'm really going to miss about you, Mac, is your contribution to fashion in the office.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Let's get real. Let's get real.
It's always a good day when Mac gets his Stitch Fix box.
That's like that. That's like that.
And we know what the Pantone pastel color is. Because she's wearing it. Or in your some personal shopper sessions.
Let's just be real, Mac. You're not pulling off half of what you're actually trying.
Us rely on our own creative spirits, our own money, right? We won't have the benefit of all those services to help guide us.
Yes, it's either that or athleisure. Thank you, Aaron, for naming the big elephant in the room. Which is the fact on days that I work out, I would just wear a sweater, so I wouldn't have to change really hard. And for all those times when people said, "Oh, why are you wearing a blazer? What's special today, Mac?" Yeah, Stitch Fix. You noticing my Stitch Fix. My layman tubs are trying so that my wife won't leave me because of my layman
No, but
Nice.
yeah, no, seriously, Mac, I can't eat. I'm just like in total denial that you're not going to be here Monday. So I'm probably going to process all that then. But yeah, I can't even. Yeah.
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 Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Okay.
Hell of a roast, Aaron. Hell of a roast. We're gonna land that boy. Oh boy. Thank you, Milwaukee. They've had enough. So I was like, we've done our work. We've done our work. Thank you, Milwaukee.
Thinking about the relationship between Aaron and Mac, I would say it would be a burden lifted off your shoulders because of the crap that you won't have to come into the constant ridicule of Mac and his bits and his funny poking.
Yeah, that's it. Funny poking. That's what we call it, funny poking. Not bullying, funny poking.
Does anybody else have anything they'd like to throw back in Mac's freaking face?
Yeah, we don't have to go the full 90. Let's not like be every panel convening on the webinar and have to go the full 90. Let's close it out.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to unmute everybody. Anybody on the phone that isn't on the video conference that wants to share anything before we work to close out? Excellent. Well, I will just say before we.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if it's like a roast because I don't. It's like I'm not good. I'm not good at that. I'm good at like showering love.
All right.
I'm not doing that right now.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do want to share like my first. I don't remember when I met you, first, but I remember when I remembered, like you, and we were. It was my first national team meeting, and I think it was like maybe December, like the early December meeting, and Adrian was still our CEO, and I was like baffled because our meeting was an hour and a half or 2 hours long, and like 85% of it was shout outs and congratulations, and like people talking about people, like, and like being in love with people, and I just like this is so strange, it's like nice, but there was a full agenda of stuff, there was like a full agenda of stuff, and the section that we were on had like 20 minutes carved out of like an hour. And so Mac had a section on that agenda to I think it was to give updates on Pally, like the first round of Pally. And there were like 10 minutes left of the meeting, and Adrian looks to Mac and is like, Mac, we're like coming near the end of the meeting, and this is after Adrian had talked for like a long time. We were like, you got 20 minutes on the agenda, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to make that happen. Like, are you okay with 3? And Mac looked at him and like leaned back in his chair and was like, I got 20 minutes. I would like 20 minutes. Yep. And I was like, goddamn. I felt like the kid, the kid who's like in the Beyonce video where like she's busting the window out of the car and the girl is like And I've only ever seen that kind of showdown with you when the woman from The Weakest Link called you out on something. You were basically like, you want to fight me now? Commercial break, you know? And you took your 20 minutes. It was amazing. I was like, wow, this meeting's really going to go long. You know? And Mac was like, I'm going to stand up here and present in the way that I intended to. So, and I think that illustrates for me, like, you really defend your practice. Like, you really understand your value and defend your practice. And I know that you're the alumni guy, but for me, I think I've always thought of you as like the organizational development guy. Like, you've been the person who's kept us thinking about growth and individual and like organizational development. So that's been really cool. I want to underscore what was already said about the manspreading. And I think that Javier did a nice job of talking about physical manspreading, but there's like auditory manspreading that Eva touched on. And I don't know how it's not been mentioned, but that goodbye email, that was like email. It was the whole thing. And like,
What are you trying to convince
I mean,
me?
raise your hand if you read the whole thing.
I just didn't want to get out of bed, though. That's why. I didn't want to get out of bed.
And then there was the Facebook post. So I think like, you know, that I will always remember, like, you have a way with words. And by a way, I mean like you really like them. So thank you for teaching me so much and like, you know, showing us the way forward in terms of working together better as an organization. I think that's something I'll always remember. And I wish you the best of luck in our city. Well, my city, you live in Shortwood.
You've never done this before?
We appreciate you.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow, that's a great setup. Yes. Good stuff.
I just want to share, Terry sends his love from Arizona. I'm sorry I can't dish the dirt, but we want to stay in touch. I'll be sure to collect some great gems. Best to you, Mac.
Thanks, Terry.
From
Arizona.
Anybody else for the good of Mac's roast?
Yeah, this is Andrea, Twin Cities. Sorry at the beginning, we thought it was going to be the squad. I'm currently alone in my office, so just me. Just want to say thank you, Mac, for everything that you have contributed. I think really the most important thing that I have learned from you, as someone who facilitates a lot myself, who does lots of external training, number one is really the power of energy in the room. And then number two, the importance of judging people by their skin color and then saying their name however you expect, in particularly related to that skin color. So in the years that I've worked at Public Allies, there's been a fictitious person named Andrea, the Becky version of myself, that Mac has collaborated with in several events, including our large Race to Lead event here and NLI. Andrea has done really great work with Public Allies. We don't get to see her very much in this office, but she shows up from time to time, specifically mostly in national team calls, ones where Mac is facilitating. So just really understanding the importance of saying people's names correctly, making the judgment, occasionally fixing it when we kind of remember, and then reverting back to the Beckiest version of the way that it could be. So thank you so much for everything that you have offered. You will very much be missed. And hopefully one of these days when you come into the Twin Cities, you might actually come and say hello to us.
It's been a pleasure. Andy, it's been a pleasure. It's true pleasure. True pleasure.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
That's quickly effective. And then, boom. Bam, bam. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
All right, last call.
Yeah.
Before we give Mac a few minutes.
Oh, not a few minutes. It's like
All right.
a long
My
time.
face hurts.
All right, here we go, Mac. You now have the next 35 minutes.
Well, I want to
do an icebreaker.
I actually want to give the unedited version of my goodbye email, and I want to bring up stories from my Montessori upbringing.
Oh, God.
No, quite candidly, I know we got a lot to do, and yeah, like I said, I covered it in the DVD about my farewell and goodbye. But all seriously, I Steve asked me, do you want to do a roast? And this is what we did actually when I was on staff at Chicago. We roasted people as they went out because it was just the way I love it because it means that you paid attention or you notice these things, and it's a lovely reminder of what to work on. It really is. Because I've got a lot to work on. My wife is nodding all the time. I'm sorry, honey. I should be better by now. I got to work on the continuous learning. You know, in all candor, leaving here, you know, it's been a really I don't want to say difficult week. It's been a really full week. It's time to go, but this was just a reminder of what I'll be missing, and I'm very grateful. And because this doesn't happen everywhere, I'm reminded by alum who tell me that when they left, and I go, "Gosh, I miss public allies." And so. My hope is that I bring this with me, which means I'll roast everyone I see. But what that means is I'm going to pay exquisite attention and offer them the love, and that's what you offered me. In the meantime, I look forward to being the best alum, and staff alum, and your #1 champion out there in the wild, and ignoring your Giving Tuesday emails. And end of your giving emails. You can reach me at mac_Antigua@AOL.com using contact me, and Janice, when you try to reach me about, hey, where's the files about Pally? My text back will be new phone, who dis? And good luck getting any case of money from here on out. Just that sweet tap from Baltimore is flooding into my sweet as now I've joined the ranks of the 1% in the nonprofit sector. I'm leaving all you losers behind. I'm so glad we're recording this because all I will share on my YouTube feed. I'm leaving all you losers behind to my sweet ride, which has 5 years of guaranteed funding. Wow. So,
wow.
Anyway,
Wow.
That's how you do it. Yes. Thank you to Public Allies. Thank you to Steve again, and thank you to all. We have Friday to go slack for the rest of the day. I'll let you get to that. But again, thanks so much to all who came back and to all to see you, and hope to see you someday soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Mac. We only roast the ones that we love, but we were forced by many people to roast you. So, no, but best of luck, Mac, and everything. Obviously, Mac isn't going off the grid. He'll still be all over trying to promote himself and everything he does on social media. So you're probably going to start getting solicitation emails from Imagine Milwaukee, even if you don't live in Milwaukee. But, yeah.
We got 5 years of guarantee.
We got 5 years.
Here's a solicit.
I'll find a way to his own Obama story into that narrative.
Yeah.
But thank you all for joining us on this. We'll put the recording together and I guess get it back out. And I was sure. I just wanted to make sure it was recorded. That's what we do with it. But thank you all. Thank you, Mac, for everything you've done for the organization. And continue fighting the good fight, man. You're gonna miss it. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Roll credits. Roll credits. Roll credits. Roll credits.